Well, hello everybody. Welcome to my Sunday and Monday game plan video for the ES, NQ, and YM futures. We're just going to be going over the charts real quick here to give you guys an idea of what I'm looking at going into trading session on Sunday. I'll be going live at 6 p.m. East Coast time. Make sure to stick around to the end as I'll show you how I'm tracking my stats and how you can get funded to trade these setups yourself. All right, everybody, check it out. Here we go. So we're looking at the three indices. We got, we got gold in the middle here. Got our three indices here, the three I like to trade, ES on the left, NQ on the right, and YM in the middle. So we're just going to go straight into the ES first. So here's what I've been looking at. This is a 4-hour chart. We had this all-time high up here, which formed a pretty nice resistance level. As you can see, it rejected a number of times throughout this area. Before we headed lower, we came back up, and then Friday's session there, pre-market with that news candle, we basically ripped right through that level. Kind of my outlook for Monday or Sunday and Monday, since I'll be trading live on Sunday, I'll be looking for this, is so we had this nice breakout with strength through the previous all-time high there with this candle. What I'm looking for now is if we hold and trade above the value area low, which is this line right here, we should get a move towards the point of control and or previous day high and value area high, which are all kind of above there. So that would be our outlook, is if we hold the value area low. Now, if we were to break below the value area low, I'd be looking for us to go back to this area to retest this fair value gap, and also the high resistance point here of the previous all-time highs. So if we get a pullback, we head below value area low. I'll be looking for support here in this fair value gap along this level. So this is just around 6,800 level. Lines up really nicely with previous all-time high. We do have a bullish fair value gap on the 4-hour chart there. So in the case that we get a 4-hour candle close, because that's what we're looking at on the chart right now, if we get a 4-hour candle close below 6,800, I can definitely see us at least going to previous day low down here at 67.90 as a minimum, and potentially even lower. I would be looking to bookmap for those levels that we could be shooting for. There is a bullish fair value gap here which is lining up with the value area high of the volume, the active volume for this whole area. So that could definitely be a secondary target on the downside. That would be 6,769. Now let's take a look at NQ here. We're also on the 4-hour chart. We've been in this really long-term channel that has been going up and up and up. It's been holding, showing lots of touch points, whatnot. So it just gives you a good idea as to, obviously, our long-term trend is bullish, right? We did find a bunch of support down here. It's a key support level down there. And then we had the all-time highs up top here, which again, with that news candle from last Friday, we pushed right through that. We have a similar idea, a similar plan for this trade strategy for NQ. Is we did this nice high volume take of the all-time highs, and we left a nice bullish fair value gap in there. So if we can hold the value area low, I'll be definitely looking for a move to point of control, which is the yellow line, and the value area high, which is this sort of red line, and the previous day high up there. Now, if we see this move continuing past previous day high, like if they go through these levels pretty quickly, I'd be looking for some sort of resistance up near the top of this channel. So that would be sort of my exit strategy. I'd probably sell some, cover some of the shares in this area, but leaving runners for potential move up there. That level up there is 25,720. And then adversely on the opposite side is, if we can't hold value area low and we end up getting a break and a nice closure down below, I'd be looking for, a potential long in this fair value gap, with the invalidation being another 4-hour candle closing below that fair value gap, which is going to, invert that. So it'd say that there's a high likelihood that we're going to go lower. So that would sort of be my invalidation point, right? So in the case that we do get a 4-hour candle closure below this fair value gap, then we'll definitely be targeting, previous day low. We got this bullish fair value gap down below. That can be our second target. And then, as a serious, if we get a super sell off, we got the 200 EMA down there at 24,818, which is lining up with the volume point of control for this whole area. As you can see, that's what that black line is there. So those would be, kind of a key area. And then we have that trend line down there, right? So we've been showing a lot of respect there previously. So keeping that in mind, that this could be another resistance level. And then, add a worst case scenario, which if you're short is going to be an amazing scenario, is we get all the way down to this key support down at 24,420. So that's kind of my outlook there for the NQ. Basically, that same idea is if we hold the value area low, we're going to be going higher up towards the value area high. And if we end up closing below and heading lower, we could look at for a reaction in this fair value gap for a long. And if not, we get a 4-hour, candle closure below that fair value gap, then we can definitely look for shorts going into like Monday and whatnot, right? So yeah, keep that in mind, everybody. And let's head over to YM now. So here's a YM, guys. It's funny because all the indices are kind of lining up right now. So that's a good sign. Quite often we have them, sort of conflicting each other. I find that, the YM affects ES more than NQ. So same kind of idea, guys, here. That value area low is going to be our key level. If we can hold above it, we can target point of control, previous day high. If we get a break below it, we can look for a long in this fair value gap, but also keeping in mind that with a 4-hour candle close below it, that'll be definitely invalidation of a long, and then a likelihood that we're going to head lower, at least a previous day low, potentially this low structure here, or even the 200 EMA down at 46,450 level. Kind of interesting that that's lining up, 450 or 500 level. That's a pretty psychological level. Could end up finding some buyers in that area. And then the last chart we're going to look at here, guys, is we're going to take a look at gold real quick. Gold is just on a tear recently. As you can see, it's just been ripping higher and higher and higher every day. Some sell-offs here and there, but nothing really drastic. We finally made like this really nice all-time high. We got sort of a double top up there. And then we sold off, right? We pulled that back from all-time high. So we're sitting right where we closed is sort of the point of control. We're going to have to see what happens when we open up. But a similar idea, right? If we can hold the value area low, we'll be looking for a move up to value area high or previous day high, and potentially this somewhere in this fair value gap up at, above 4,200 level. And then on the other side, the flip of the coin is if we, if we start looking bearish below value area low, we're definitely going to be heading to the previous day low or down to the 200 EMA there. So which we framed out. And you can see that this area, interestingly enough, lines up with some prior consolidation and some support levels there. So kind of resistance, we ended up breaking up above it. It became support. We pulled back down to it, found buyers again, and then look at that big rip. So if we do get down to this area, this could definitely be a reversal area where we're gonna, see longs really good. So there's a good chance, if we do roll over and all rip down here, then they're gonna find some buyer support and we're gonna head back up. Yeah, that's my take on the 3 indices and gold for the moment. Just a little prep for Sunday. We're going to go over a couple more things, guys. So let's take a look here at top 1 futures, right? So if you guys are looking for, a solid company to be involved with, that has good support, good pricing, they have a great deal on right now, and they use a Project X platform. So if you are new to trading, there's some guardrails that you can put in to really protect yourself, and stop yourself from blowing up your accounts, right? There's your daily loss limit, your daily profit targets. You can set these up so that in the case that you start losing too much money, you start tilting, whatever it is, the account's going to lock you out, right? It's going to cut it out. It's going to lock you out, and you're not going to be able to trade for the rest of the day. So that's going to protect your account in the long term. And then if you're not really paying attention to your consistency score, if you start getting into profit too much, that's the same thing. You can set it up so that you don't blow your consistency score out of the water. So they do have a 20% consistency score for top one futures. And what that means is that if you take your largest winning day of your trading, you can multiply that times 5, and that's going to be your profit target. If you're shooting for 6,000 or 3,000, sorry, on a 50K account, then you want to be, no more than $600 in profit in one day, right? So keep that in mind. You can come to their site here. You go start trading now, and here's their accounts, right? So we got the Elite Challenge accounts, we got the Instant Sim Funded, and we got the Sim to straight to funded Sim Pro accounts. It's actually 50% of 99, so it's more like $45 for a 50K Elite Challenge. I would suggest those are the best. They have the nicest amount of drawdown versus profit target, whatnot like that. So then taking a look at the Instant Sim Funded, I would say that again the best value is going to be your 50K. So it's $648, and you can get about 50% off of that. So cut that in half, basically, is going to be your entry price on there. And then they have the straight to funded Sim Pros. Now you can also still get the same discount, so you're looking at about $200. But these ones have a slightly different, consistency score style. So what it is called the equity stability score. So what you have to do is you have to add your biggest winner with your biggest loser, and then that can only make up 20%. All right, so after that, we can take a look at our Lucid here, Lucid Trading accounts. I also love them a lot here, guys. They're a great company. They also use Project X. That's why I believe in them, because having those safeguards in place are really important, right? So the best thing about Lucid is their test accounts, right? Account activation fee is free, guys. It's a one-time payment. So as you can see, it's regular $135. You can get it for $74.25 after the discount. You can use my discount code MBT for that, and you get that discount. These are the way to go. Once you get past this Lucid Direct account, so you can pass these guys in one day, and they also had a discount on reactivation fees. You can definitely go with a Lucid Direct here, regular $4.99 on for $3.49 using my code MBT. They have Lucid Scale Drawdown, which means so like the higher the profit you have in the account, they give you a little more drawdown available intraday. And then your daily loss limit, you have that's pretty standard for most of them, which is going to protect you so you don't blow your account in one day. The only thing you need to consider is they have a minimum day to payout, right? So you have to trade 8 days in these direct accounts, right? So keep that in mind. And hey, so the last thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is my calendar. So here's my calendar on the month, guys. This is trading across 10 accounts. Some of them are evaluation accounts, and some are funded accounts. But overall, I've had a really green month. It's been pretty successful. I'm up $4,950 roughly across all my accounts. I did have a couple pretty big red days, unfortunately, This day was a bit of an error day where I was on the ES rather than MES, and I was scaling into a position. And next thing you know, I was locked out for my daily loss limit. So again, there's a good reason, guys, why trading with Project X is good, because once you get, if you make a mistake like that where you are on the wrong contracts, it's going to protect you, right? You're not going to lose your account. I could have easily lost my accounts on this day because, I was scaling in thinking I was trading micros, right? And instead I was trading minis. And before I knew it, the screen said locked out. And I was like, what the heck's going on? And yeah, it turns out that I was in minis, and I hit my personal daily loss limit, which was I had two accounts, 1,250 as a max loss limit on my 150K accounts. So I hit my max loss on those two guys there. Earlier in the week, I hit my max daily loss limit that was on the 7th, Tuesday, the 7th of October. I hit my max daily loss on my Lucid accounts, which was also set at 1,250 at 5 accounts. So that pretty much accounts for the majority of that day. I had a pretty low win rate on those days. You can see there too, a 0%. It's because it was literally the one trade. And then this guy, I did take a couple trades after that. I got a couple winners, so it wasn't that horrible. But yeah, I'm pretty happy overall with my performance on the month. Just 65% win rate, 100% win rate, 80% win rate, 70, 100, 100, 92, 61, 71, 94, 84, 74, 94, 100, 97, 50%, 73%, 48%. A little low win rate, but I still came out green on the end. And then 88%. This was at 100%, but I took one more trade at the end of the day on Friday and ended up giving a little money back. So wasn't very happy with the way I finished the week there, but it is what it is. So yeah, thanks a lot for tuning in. That's my little recap for the trading session starting Sunday and Monday. Potential game plan for what's going to happen and what we're going to be looking at going into the week there. Make sure you guys tune in to the channel there. Sunday, 6 p.m. East Coast time, 3 p.m. West Coast time. I'll be live, and we'll be in there hanging out, looking for some good trades. So hopefully I'll see you guys there, and appreciate you guys all tuning in. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and follow for more content like this. And so we can all get some green on the calendar. All right, guys, take care. Have a good one. So just wanted to quickly wrap it up here, guys. Going into Monday, I'm watching these zones for reactions, but focusing on patience. Make sure you guys stay sharp, stay patient. Even a butcher knows when to step away from the table, right? Join me live every Sunday night and weekday mornings. The links below. Use my code MBT for your discounts.